A story getting a lot of attention. Lil Nas X made his first court appearance following a bizarre incident down Ventura Boulevard and his subsequent arrest.
The singer pleaded not guilty to felony charges.
That was terrifying. That was a terrifying last 4 days. But your girl is gonna be all right.
Before sunrise on Ventura Boulevard, flashing lights and lifted phones turned a quiet stretch into a moment the internet could not agree on. According to multiple reports, Lil Nas X, legal name Montero Lamar Hill, was first seen in underwear and white cowboy boots, then, later, without clothing, rapping along to Nicki Minaj lyrics in the street. When officers arrived, witnesses say the energy flipped from surreal to serious in seconds. What some rate as a stunt immediately felt like a crisis to others. Tonight, we walk through the verified beats, explain the charges in plain English, examine why the footage sparked two competing narratives, and map the realistic paths forward, keeping our language careful and our focus on what is alleged, what is reported, and what is actually confirmed.
Nah, hey.
What
Don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah. Go ahead, babe. Nah. Came for a burst, no out.
A 4:15 Mad News running to the officers.
That dispatch call.
The court timeline is straightforward. In the early hours of Thursday, August 21st, multiple calls bring police to Ventura Boulevard. During that response, reports say Lil Nas X allegedly moved toward or charged the officers, escalating what began as a welfare check into a physical encounter. He is transported first to a hospital for evaluation due to possible substance concerns, then later booked into jail the same day. Over the weekend, he remains in custody because routine court processes are paused. On Monday morning, when court is back in session, he waives arraignment, enters a not guilty plea, and the judge sets bail at $75,000 with conditions related to potential drug use, and these are the durable points we can repeat without hedging.
We don't know what happened. Right now, there's nothing in the record that drugs were even a part of this.
Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that.
The charging document matters because online discourse gets slippery. Prosecutors filed 4 felony counts, 3 for battery with injury on police officers and 1 for resisting an officer. With injury signals, authorities believe actual harm occurred, not just incidental contact. If convicted on all counts, public reporting suggests a potential maximum exposure of about 4 years in state custody. That number is a legal ceiling, not a prediction. Sentencing outcomes depend on specifics we haven't seen. Medical notes describing any injuries, body camera angles, unedited third-party video with continuous audio, and aggravating or mitigating facts. Until those materials surface in filings, people arguing certainty are really arguing preference.
Cause my money ain't. Let me get this straight. Wait, I'm the rookie, but my features and my shows 10 times your pay.
And well, Lil Nas said, nah. Go ahead, babe. He ate that shit. He ate that song.
Well, it looks like Hollywood ruined another celebrity. And now, this is an update with Lil Nas X. Now, he's been charged with 4 felonies for attacking and injuring cops. And it's just so sad. Like, he was popular back in, 2018, 2019. He was doing so good. And then now, he was found walking in the middle of the street at 4 a.m. in the morning, possibly OD'd. And all I have to say is just prayers to him and hope that he's okay mentally and physically. And this is definitely a very...
The videos are the gasoline on the debate. Widely shared clips appear to show him undressed in the street, delivering part of Nicki Minaj's monster verse. A separate snippet shows him posing calmly with a passerby for a photo. That contrast fuels 2 incompatible reads. One camp says this is a meticulously engineered spectacle designed to hijack feeds and signal a new era. The other sees an alarming personal spiral unfolding while strangers recorded. Real nights can contain both performance and panic within minutes, and short clips erase the context of what happened right before and what happened right after. Add repost crops, edits, and out-of-order timelines, and certainty gets demanded from fragments, never a great basis for judgment.
At first, when everyone was hearing about this, they were thinking that this was just some silly music promo because the videos of him walking in the street kind of felt on par with him doing very memeable things in the past. Plus, he had just wiped his entire Instagram and started posting what looked to be teasers to new music. Fans are anticipating the drop of his second album, Dream Boy, so they figured this must mean that it was coming soon. But now, things just seem way more serious about the situation that I don't think it's music promo.
Lil Nas X was silently canceled, and that's what probably led to all this. So Lil Nas X was seen walking down the street in Los Angeles way early this morning in his white drawers, and then he attacked a cop, and then he was taken to the hospital for a psych eval, and then he was arrested and taken to jail. And the reason why I say that he was silently canceled is because, of course, Lil Nas X came out after he made his debut album, and then following that album, he released the song Montero, which he had a lot of symbolic shit in it. I mean, just everything was in that video. Then shortly after that, he had those little Nike Air Max shoes, which had a drop of human blood and the little air pocket part of it. And, you know, a lot of people let that go. A lot of people supported Lil Nas X. They let it go. It was like, you know, hey, it is what it is at that point. But then in 2024, he came out with a new music video called J. Christ, in which he was on a cross and he mocked Jesus Christ himself. And he also had depictions of Lucifer in that video. And I think that's when people had it. They were done with the shock value. They were done with all of the crazy images that he was just so, you know, pushing so hard to put out. And Lil Nas X EP Days Before Dream Boy, which is supposed to precede his 2025 release second album, Dream Boy, didn't do too bad, but it didn't do as well as he anticipated. And it was rumored that Columbia Records wanted him to scrap the entire idea of his newly released album to come out in 2025. We don't even know if it's still coming out. Dream Boy, for whatever reasons, he's having some difficulties with the record label. But I think due to all of the antics that Lil Nas X had within the past like 3.5 years, people just silently canceled him. They just silently, you know, weren't entertained by all of the performative things that he was doing in order to gain and garner that attraction and that attention that he was trying to, you know, gain for himself. He also did a video earlier, like this year, I believe it was, or last year, where he called it his flop era. So he has acknowledged that he is not doing too well when it comes to his music career. But at the end of the day, I just hope he gets the help he needs. And I hope things turn around and he sees what mistakes he...
So I thought I was done with this conversation, but more videos keep coming out from that night or morning that he was hospitalized and then arrested. So the latest 2 videos that have been released via TMZ, and they are TMZ exclusive, with that's why I'm just like, what is going on? Like, that's why I'm so on the fence about, like, is this real? Is this not? Like, I don't know. But in one video, Lil Nas X is completely butt naked, and he is rapping Nicki Minaj's verse on Monster, which, listen, y'all know I can't stand that lady and I eat her up every chance I get. But one thing I have never done is not her talent, and her verse on Monster, like, eats down. One of the best verses ever. But anyways, he's rapping her part just butt naked in the street, being recorded by a fan. And then in the other video, he's taking pictures with a fan. Like, I don't know. And it's sad that I'm not gonna speak for nobody but myself. It's sad that I'm questioning whether this is real or not, but he's trolled so much in the past and done things for rollouts where it's like, it's kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Like, so I don't know, but regardless, prayers to Lil Nas X, like I keep saying, and I definitely hope that. Prayers to him.
The rollout theory didn't appear from nowhere. In the days prior, he scrubbed his Instagram and posted cryptic teasers that fans interpreted as signals for a Dream Boy chapter. He has a history of blending provocation and promotion. The Montero, Call Me By Your Name visuals that ignited headlines, the MSCHF Satan shoes that triggered a Nike lawsuit and recall, and J. Christ, which many faith-based viewers criticized as mocking. When an artist repeatedly weaponizes outrage to sell art, audiences learn to doubt. That's the digital Boy Who Cried Wolf problem. If spectacle becomes the brand, A crisis can look like the next marketing beat, even when it isn't. Pattern recognition isn't proof, but it definitely shapes perception. There is another plausible frame that has nothing to do with marketing: pressure, not promotion. Outside the courtroom, the ecosystem looks colder than it did from 2019 to 2021. Brand caution has grown, streaming placements are crowded, radio rotation is never guaranteed. His EP, Days Before Dream Boy, arrived without the seismic splash of earlier eras, and fan spaces traded whispers about creative friction around a full Dream Boy project. None of that proves anything about one night on Ventura, but it is the weather system surrounding the event. Under sustained scrutiny, choices that feel clever at 2 a.m. can look reckless by dawn. When public safety is in the conversation, ambiguity rarely earns grace. The legal road ahead is structured even if the destination is unknown. First comes a preliminary hearing where a judge decides whether the case proceeds. Along the way, discovery compels both sides to exchange materials: body cam footage, dispatch logs, medical notes, use of force reports, and original third-party files. Expect pretrial motions that decide what a jury may see and what must be excluded. In the immediate term, bail conditions matter most. Any misstep could land him back in custody and harden the prosecution's posture. If reported injuries are minor, accountability is timely, and a credible treatment plan exists, counsel may explore a plea or limited diversion options where statutes allow. If documentation shows substantial injuries or repeated escalation, pressure increases for a tougher route. The morality debate lit up instantly and loudly. Some voices called this karma for earlier religiously charged imagery. Others rejected that framing as unhelpful to discussions of potential mental health or substance-related crises. Our lane is accuracy with empathy. We can interrogate the marketing incentives that reward shock while avoiding dehumanization. That means labeling claims carefully, alleged, reported, confirmed, and resisting armchair diagnoses from 10-second edits. It also means recognizing real-world harm if officers were injured or if bystanders felt endangered. Two truths can sit together. Public safety is non-negotiable, and compassion for a person in distress is a baseline social value. Holding both is how the conversation stays adult. A quick rewind explains why expectations were sky-high. Old Town Road didn't just top charts, it rewired how memes, TikTok loops, and pop radio could align. Follow-ups like Panini, Rodeo, Montero, and Industry Baby showed he could convert backlash into momentum with humor, theatrical visuals, and a sharp online persona. But the attention economy pays bonuses for escalation. To hold the feed, you're pushed to outdo your last headline, and spectacle becomes expected instead of surprising. That system nudges artists toward high-variance moves, sometimes brilliant, sometimes self-sabotaging. Audiences, trained by the pattern, grow cynical about ambiguity and impatient with nuance, which is exactly what complex nights tend to generate. If a recovery arc is going to be real, not cosmetic, it needs steps that survive scrutiny. Step 1, clarity. If supported by evidence, a concise statement acknowledging public concern, apologizing for harm, and avoiding minimization. Step 2, care. Professional evaluation and treatment if recommended, plus a genuine pause on provocative imagery while legal issues are active. Step 3, legal alignment. No posts or appearances that risk bail, provoke the court, or taint a jury pool. Step 4, creative discipline. Resist folding this incident into rollout visuals. The moment calls for restraint. Step 5, community. Surround yourself with people who prize health over hype and honesty over engagement spikes. It won't be flashy, but it will be necessary.
Spirit, he's all right. He's very remorseful for what happened, but it can happen to any family, He's going to get the help that he needs, and just keep him in your prayers, Give him the same grace and mercy that God give everyone.
Is a crappy place to be, but I think it is really a moment when you realize, you have to address whatever happened. But at the same time, he knows there's an outpouring of support and love for him, and that's going to make anybody feel good at their darkest day, because this has to be his darkest day.
For viewers who want to follow the case without getting played by the algorithm, start with a simple checklist. Look for documents, not DMs, court calendars, charge sheets, and filings that clarify injuries, timing, and whether crisis response protocols were used. Prioritize statements from named attorneys and official agencies over anonymous insiders. Treat unsourced screenshots as red flags. When new clips appear, ask 3 questions. Who filmed it? When was it captured? And is it continuous or cut? Track whether charges are amended, added, reduced, or dropped as discovery lands. Timelines that conflict with official records deserve skepticism until reconciled. This is how you become analysts instead of amplifiers. The platform incentive problem is real. Outrage outperforms nuance, and clips shot like short films directed by panic often double the views of careful explainers. Labels know it, tabloids know it, creators know it, but views and trust are different currencies. On this channel, we default to verification over velocity. Reportedly, until there's a document, confirmed only when that document exists. That may cost a spike today and build a community tomorrow. The goal isn't to be first, it's to be right and fair. When stories evolve, we correct with receipts and timestamps so you can see what changed and why. That's how credibility survives pressure and how skepticism turns into loyalty. Fans are allowed to feel everything at once. It's valid to feel misled if the first clips look like a stunt. It's valid to feel angry if officers were injured. It's also valid to worry about a person whose work meant something to you during your own highs and lows. Mature fandom holds accountability and empathy together. Demanding consequences for harm doesn't require cruelty. Offering compassion doesn't mean switching off critical thinking. Modeling that balance in comments and conversations keeps your timeline human, honors anyone harmed, and shows younger fans what responsible engagement can look like in a culture that rewards hot takes over patience. From here, the story could branch in several directions without pretending to forecast guilt. Best case, the case narrows. Accountability is taken where appropriate, care is prioritized, and the creative reset emphasizes craft over chaos. We've seen that arc before. Pause, heal, rebuild, return. Worst case, legal setbacks and escalating stunts create a feedback loop that burns a rare talent at the altar of always-on attention. The deciding variables aren't glamorous: compliance with conditions, steady therapy, wise legal counsel, and friends who value quiet over clout. Public communication matters too. What is said, when it's said, and how it's said. Sometimes no comment is wisdom, not evasion.
Your girl is gonna be okay, y'all. Okay? She's gonna be alright. She's gonna be alright. That was terrifying.
For now, the smartest move is staying anchored to verifiable updates, court filings, attorney statements, and official records, not chopped clips, anonymous whispers, or posts built to inflame. We will keep separating what is alleged from what is confirmed, track any charge adjustments, and note real movement in the case without feeding rumor spirals. However this unfolds, whether it becomes a hard reset guided by accountability and care, or a cautionary tale about the cost of constant spectacle, we'll continue bringing receipts, context, and respect. If you value careful coverage that treats people like people, drop your take below and subscribe to HushBuzzz with notifications so you don't miss the next verified chapter.